Darren Rovell and Will Stern here with Collect TV, giving you your auction recap for the weekend. On Sunday, Goldin had its King of Collectibles Netflix Elite auction, and seven high-profile items did not meet its reserve. Now, what's interesting about this is Goldin doesn't usually do reserves. So all of a sudden, at 10:01 p.m. Eastern Time, as the auction went into extended bidding, it popped up that these items had a reserve, which people didn't know before, which is legal under their auction rules. Turns out that four of the items, which included a Willie Mays glove, a Sandy Koufax glove, and a Jackie Robinson game-used bat, which was the star of the auction, were all owned by Yankees great Reggie Jackson. And so when we spoke to Ken Goldin, he told us, I don't normally do the reserves, but in this case, it was special because Reggie was in the show. So let's just talk about what happens when reserves are not met. From my standpoint, obviously there's a risk to the auction house because people don't, if it keeps happening, they don't have that much faith in bidding. On the other side, and I think this is the side I'm interested in you talking about, the fact that the consigner now has to go somewhere else or can't sell it for a period of time because it was out there. It was marketed at the highest level at Goldin auctions, right? Like no one missed this. No one who wanted a Jackie Robinson bat didn't know this was in here. What are the ramifications for Reggie Jackson and consigners when they put reserves on it and they don't get met?
Well, I mean, this is obviously kind of a unique situation when we're talking about Reggie Jackson, right? Most consigners are not Reggie Jackson. But when a reserve is not met, what ends up happening is you have a ceiling price now for the next time it goes up rather than a comp or anything else that you can use to say, oh, the market appreciates and that. No, you're saying, well, it can't be worth more than X amount, which is just, it's a death knell for that item. And, as you've said, it's like you've now got to hold on to it for a couple of years and hope that people forget or forgive in some respect.
Right.
And
It's not all gravy. It's not, well, there's nothing lost here. There really is something lost. And that's certainly an issue. There's one more thing, and I think people should go to our story on collect.com if they want to learn more about reserves because it's complicated. It's different in every auction house. Sometimes different states allow different things. So Goldin reserves the rights per its bidding terms to be able to bid themselves on behalf of the seller. A lot of people are shocked about this. It is legal. And in some states, including Arizona, it's legal to not even say you have reserve at no point. So check out our story on collect.com if you want to learn more about reserves. All right, let's get to some things that did sell. Let's do the tale of the Mike Tyson trunks. Now, when we were doing the auction preview, I said these Mike Tyson trunks, allegedly worn in his debut, look like the ones that he was wearing, but not photo matched. The issue there for me was the autograph was like the inscription didn't make sense. It seemed to have ruined the item. I thought it would hurt the item, but $80,000 it closes at Goldin. That's a pretty strong price considering that only Ali's trunks in Thrill in Manila and Rumble in the Jungle did better than that of any boxing trunks. What do you think of the result, Will, at 80,000?
I think it's a good buy. I mean, I know that you hate the inscription so much, but yes, there is not a conclusive photo match, but the provenance is really good. It comes from a sparring partner, and the inscription essentially kind of confirms that it's the shorts that we think they are. And at under 100,000, you consider Thrill in Manila trunks, which were bid up to 3.8 million earlier this year before Sotheby's pulled them from auction.
For some reason.
For $155,000 in 2012. So I know it's not apples to apples, Tyson to Ali, but that was over 10 years ago, and we're still talking about a 50%,
True.
discount there. So that feels like a pretty good buy to me.
All right, now this is where you star in the video. Two iPhones selling. Pick your poison. One selling for 57,000, one selling for, what was the other one? 22?
22,784.
Okay, so tell me the difference between these iPhones and give me some reason why the prices were where they were.
So this is just kind of a head scratcher, right? So we've got two iPhones. One sells for nearly $60,000. That's the highest price paid in basically a year for one of these sealed original iPhones. The other sells for less than half that. Now,
Is it the same gigabytes?
they're the same 8 GB, which is, an important variation that doesn't play here. But look, here are the factors that matter in these sealed iPhones, right? So one's condition. How does it look? Is the seal intact? How's all that? When you compare these two, we've got the one that sold at Goldin, which neared 60,000 and is graded by third-party authenticator CAS. Now, CAS in the past, as we have written about, has authenticated iPhones that were likely resealed. So it's not as if the market is likely to be very trusting of them. The other one at LCG, in my opinion, looks far superior, but is not graded, right? Then we've got to look at the provenance. There's really no provenance on the Goldin example. Most of these iPhones don't. But on the LCG one, it's pretty interesting. It comes in the original shipping package.
And that's what does it for me.
Yeah.
That is what does it for me. I know it requires another piece, which is like, you got to show the phone and then you got to show but that package, it's what, only the second time there's been a supporting package or a support.
Yeah.
There was a receipt once. I know that. I liked that as well.
We've seen receipts as well. And then really the last part that's kind of the kicker here is what differentiates these two the most, in my opinion, is we know the one that sold at LCG for $22,884.40. We know that because of the FedEx shipping box, it was shipped within a week of the June 2007 release, whereas Goldin's iPhone has the iTunes icon on it, and that wouldn't have been added until the following fall. So we're talking about like first release, early release versus a confirmed kind of late release, which just when it comes to iPhones, video games, whatever you want, you're always going to favor the earliest release. So the fact that the LCG iPhone, which has all these factors that make it far more attractive, sold for less than half the Goldin iPhone is maybe just a testament to the immaturity of the market. But either way, it's really confusing here why we would see this result.
The immaturity of the market, or just the fact that you have Goldin, the marketing machine, and LCG coming along quick in sealed toys and iPhones, but certainly not at Goldin's level. That is our auction recap. For Will Stern, I'm Darren Rovell, and thanks for watching Collect TV.